Welcome to Career Journeys, a series of videos by the Consortium for Public Education. Here we explore the career experiences and pathways of professionals from a wide variety of careers to help you think about the skills you'll need and the paths you might take after high school.
Hi, I'm Gina Barrett, Director of Partnerships for the Consortium for Public Education. Today I'm here with Jennifer Torrance, YCAC Coordinator for Phipps Conservatory and Botanical Garden. Jennifer, thank you for being with us today.
Thank you so much for having me.
Well, we're happy to have you here. Can you start off by telling us, what does a YCAC Coordinator do?
Of course. So YCAC stands for Youth Climate Advocacy Committee, which is a group of young people that I work with here at Phipps. And I'm a coordinator, so I coordinate the committee. I help to make sure that our students have what they need to be successful in the committee, that we are able to prepare meetings for them and activities for them that will be enjoyable and also educational. And I'm also here to help support their projects as they work on sustainability and climate initiatives throughout the year and make sure that they're connected to the resources that they need.
What would you say makes you really good for a position like this?
I think some of the things that make me good at what I do are that I really enjoy organizing and planning events. I do a lot of organizing and coordinating meetings. I plan a lot of events for our young participants in YCAC. I also really enjoy teaching. I love communicating with others. I'm good at explaining things clearly and in different ways, which is helpful when you communicate with different people. And the youth in our program come from many different backgrounds and have many different knowledge bases. So being able to talk to a student who is an expert on something like combined sewer systems and also a student who's never heard of it before is an important skill to have. And it helps them to be successful and also me to be a successful teacher. I'm also a very creative person. I love designing things, coming up with solutions to problems, and I think that's been really helpful in my career as well. Some of the soft skills that I think don't get mentioned very often, but are definitely important for work like mine, is that I'm very friendly and a very cheerful person. And I love talking to people and getting to know people. It helps me make connections with many different people. And having a network of people that you enjoy working with is really important when doing any sort of environmental work. So being able to be friendly and connect with people is really important. And also being compassionate and understanding. It's important to see everyone you work with as an individual with different needs, different time commitments, and different capacities for what they're able to do. And especially working with young people who are so busy and trying to balance everything that they're doing, you need to be supportive and encouraging, not criticizing of what they do, because they're working very hard. And so I work very hard to celebrate everything that they've accomplished and to really create a positive and upbeat atmosphere, because working on climate action can be really tough and really draining. And so it's important to be upbeat and kind of keep the mood up. And then finally, I would say I'm a good listener, I'm observant, and I can take constructive criticism well. And those are all really important for making sure that you are successful. I ask a lot of questions to my students. Are they enjoying what we're doing? How can I improve their experience? What do they want or what do they need to learn about in order to be successful? What sorts of projects are they most interested in? And how can I support them? And I think being able to observe what's going on in our committee and ask them about what they need and how I can improve helps us all to grow and all to be better in what we do.
Can you tell us a little bit about the pathway that got you to where you are? What did you do before coming to Phipps?
Yes, before coming to Phipps, I did many different things. I did a lot of different internships and jobs that taught me so many of these skills. I worked in a plant nursery. I helped to run a native plant garden. I taught swimming classes at a YMCA. I managed an aquaponics lab. I worked at a deli, which you wouldn't think would be connected to this at all, but it taught me how to multitask and how to work fast-paced. I led an invasive species removal team on Presque Isle State Park in Erie for 2 years. I worked with a conservation district taking water quality and aquatic plant samples. I helped to run environmental education programs and finally ended up doing a public education internship here at Phipps. And then I got hired full time. When I started at Phipps, I started out teaching preschool and elementary age programming, and I loved it so much. I did that for about 5 years, and I really enjoyed working with the little kids. I loved their enthusiasm. They were so much fun. And after a while, I thought it would be really nice to learn and teach about more complex topics too. So I started to teach more middle school and high school programs, and eventually ended up running some of our outreach programs for middle and high school students. And then started doing what I'm doing now, running our Youth Climate Advocacy Committee. And this is what I've been doing ever since.
It sounds like you have fit so much into a career that's probably just starting for you because you're still so very young, but you've fit a whole lot in. Can you tell us a little bit about your post-secondary education? What do you have a background in for that?
My post-secondary education path was that I went to Allegheny College in Meadville for environmental science, and I minored in writing. And I've also taken several certificate courses as well in various things. These have included multisensory literacy training to help students with dyslexia, pesticide management training, and floral design.
That sounds really exciting. If there's a student who's watching this and they hear what you do and think like, wow, I could see myself doing that, what do you think they should be doing right now while they're still in school to kind of prepare themselves for a pathway like yours?
If you're interested in doing something like what I'm doing, I highly recommend finding volunteer opportunities or internship opportunities, if you can, that work with people from all different ages and backgrounds. It doesn't have to be connected to the environment or sustainability. I personally spent a lot of time as a teenager volunteering at a therapeutic horseback riding center, at summer camps, and at a support group for teens and children with disabilities. And that taught me a lot of compassion, but it also taught me how to communicate with people in many different ways, how to be adaptable, and how to think on my feet. And it gave me a lot of confidence in my own ability to lead discussions and activities in my professional career. And as you're building those soft skills, I highly recommend exploring many different fields of environmental science and sustainability to see what calls out to you. You might have noticed from what I have done in the past, I love plants, and I ended up working at a conservatory. And while I don't work with the plants directly every day, I get to be around them. And so even being here makes me so happy.
Well, you've given us so much great information already. Is there any other advice that you wanted to let anyone know?
Yes. My advice for you is to try to find the fun in everything that you do. There's no such thing as a perfect job. You're always going to have tasks that you don't particularly like. So don't fall into the trap of thinking that the grass is greener somewhere else. If you enjoy what you're doing most of the time, it makes it easy to get through the things that you don't like as much. And you can always find ways to make them more fun. And really seeking out the fun in what you do every day will make you really happy long term. And part of that is learning to be happy with your work, not only because of what you do, but the people that you work with. You will likely work with some incredible people. So take the time to get to know them. Make an effort to maintain good relationships with your coworkers because you'll spend a lot of time with them, and being able to get along with them and enjoy their company will make for such a nice career.
Well, Jennifer, thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you so much for talking to me today, and I really enjoyed our conversation.
For more information or to learn about other careers in the Career Journey series, visit our website and check back soon for our next installment. Thanks!